Hey, what's up, everyone? Me and Rickson are shooting a podcast here, talking a little bit about music marketing and some other things. Just nothing too serious, but
Yeah, so welcome the Dreams to Reality Podcast. First episode, baby. We getting
yeah.
it cracking.
Uh, as you guys know, I'm someone you guys follow on Instagram, so you already know who I am. But Rickson here, he's in Brazil, but he's from Los Angeles. He grew up in Los Angeles, but he currently resides in Brazil, and he's someone that I'm working with right now on like a partnership type of thing. And so we're doing a little podcast together. So if you guys like it, make sure you subscribe.
Yes, yes. Rickson Satiro here with Promo God, my boy from a long time ago. And yeah, man, been living here in Buzios for a minute in Brazil. Nice town here, working on music. And it's pretty interesting because you get to see the impact of music on the international market as well, right? In the Latin market, and really the most interesting thing is how much of an impact American music has on the world.
Yeah,
Like you would think, like being in a Portuguese speaking country, you'd be only hearing songs in Portuguese, but no, you hear English music all the time, all the time.
I
It's
made a
very, very
video about that where I said people are obsessed with English music or English pop culture, even English entertainment in general, like movies, fashion,
it's
stuff
the
like that.
wave. Like it's crazy how like you have artists in Brazil. Like I speak Portuguese and Spanish, right? So I understand it all. Like, and they're rapping over Detroit beats, and they call it like Detroit is a genre out here. Like they pick like certain sub genres and they like run with it in their own way, in their own style. It's pretty incredible. But yeah, American culture is like always been, especially in the Western side of the world, like super influential.
Yeah, that's why I tell artists in the US, man, you're kind of blessed because people want to hear you all over the world. So don't limit yourself to the local area, promote yourself globally because all around the world there's people that listen to your type of music. Like you just said, in Brazil, they have a genre called Detroit where they rap over Detroit beats, and the thing is in America, Detroit music is pretty mainstream, but I said it's still kind of regional in certain places, it's more popular. But if they were to like if Detroit rappers were to start promoting themselves in like all over the world, I think they can get even a bigger fan base,
Yeah,
worldwide than they would just in the regional area.
correct. Yeah. People will take the sound and run with it, right? And that's
Yeah.
the beauty. I think that's the beauty of music. Music is a collaborative thing, even when you're not collaborating directly with another artist or producer or creator, whether it's using AI or however you do it. We're all taking sounds from each other, and everything is a blend and a mush. I remember seeing an interview with A$AP Rocky talk about this like a decade ago,
Right.
right? When he first came out, for example, right? Like he was a New York rapper rapping over like trill type beats from the South, and
Yeah.
that was the beginning of like fusion. Like even with me, like I have a song called Victoria Victory, which is about to come out. I shot a video in the favelas of Rio and in various different places in Rio. And the song I produced is like it's a mix of EDM with hip hop and trap with like Brazilian funk with the drums. If you hear the production, you'll understand why. With the violin that my friend played live, that also gives it an Oriental vibe. And it's something I've been trying to do for a very long time, which is create like my own kind of style and genre, which I call like a fusion, of just taking elements from different genres and putting into one new sound, which I think is what we're all kind of doing in the modern world, right? Is we're
Mhm.
all taking elements from each other and trying to create something new, musically as well as artistically, how you present yourself, your brand, everything.
Absolutely. Before we get into the podcast, I just want to talk a little bit about, maybe what you did over the weekend because I don't want this podcast to just be like straight serious. I want it to be
Yeah,
like a real podcast where uh we essentially, just talk about other things as well, So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'll start off by just saying it was my birthday a little while ago, June 14th. So
33, baby.
I turned 33.
PG
Um
33 is now 33.
6 days ago I turned 33, and I'm like the oldest I've ever been. I feel old, man. My body's aching, and but I did have I was sleeping all day on my birthday, and then I woke up at like 10 p.m. and I went to the bar, and that was pretty much all I did, you know. And then I actually ate my cake that you bought me the next day, you know. I think it was,
Yeah.
yeah, next day. But it was pretty good. Yeah, and I just been recently, you know, business has been doing a little better than usual. I had one of my biggest months, since I had, you know, partnered up with you. So um I've been shopping a little bit more.
Got a few new toys, huh?
Got a
Let me see.
few.
Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got.
I got first thing I got was these two iPhones. So business
Ridiculous.
phones. I have this one right here I haven't used, but
Still in the
I
box?
got this one too. Yeah, and then
Why you
I also
flexing on me
bought,
like that? You just got it, bro. You know you bought that just to flex, just to say I got two phones it's sitting in a box.
I got three phones. I still got the old one.
Three. Oh
This is
man.
the business phone. This is my personal phone, and then this one right here. This one right here is to vlog and shoot dope content. Like,
Yeah, like as a dedicated media phone. That's what I want to do too, right? Like I'm waiting for the 18 Pro to come out with the new lens, the variable aperture, and I want to use it as a dedicated camera because, dude, if they come out with the variable aperture the way I think it is, like it's gonna make cameras like less and less and less and less necessary. If there's
yeah,
some advantages to having an iPhone for content too, even if you have someone else recording you. Because like there's certain venues that they won't let you go in with a big camera. Like they'll be like, no shooting here, no recording. But no one is ever gonna say you can't record with your phone because everybody has a phone.
right. Yeah.
Even in like high status places, like you're at a five-star
Yeah,
resort with
yeah.
like
That's one of the reasons why I use my phones to vlog because when you have a big ass camera, one time I had a camera and I was trying to vlog and someone ruined my mood because I went into I went into a pawn shop and I was just recording the stuff, talking about it and having fun, and he starts screaming.
what the hell?
He was like, "Hey, you can't do that here. It's private property."
Isn't it retarded though?
And
Like
he had a
how
gun on him.
isn't it dumb how though? Like if you had your phone, he probably wouldn't say that.
Yeah, like I was just trying to vlog and give him more exposure, you know? But he was like being
Yeah,
a
he's an old head. That's why he runs a pawn shop, right? He's a little
no, it
behind the
was a
times,
younger
I'm sure.
dude. Like he was strapped up and everything.
He,
And
he
I was
put
gonna
out the
beat
glicky on you.
I was gonna beat him up, but he had a gun, mate.
Oh man. Yeah, like it's interesting because it's kind of like I'll give you an example, right? It's kind of like this. Let me ask you a question. Let's say I'm at the beach, right? We're at the beach.
Yeah,
Women are walking around in their bikinis. Men are walking around in maybe speedos or shorts, right? No, not wearing anything, right? Because
yeah,
we're at the beach. But let's say you're a girl's walking in a beach town in her bikini, and I'm walking shirtless in some shorts. It'd be perfectly normal, right?
yeah,
Now let's say instead of a bikini, she's wearing lingerie, and instead of shorts, I'm wearing boxers. It'd be weird, right?
yeah,
People would be like, "Whoa, you're naked." Like they look at you like you're like you're out of place. But it's
yeah.
the same fucking thing. What's the difference
Hmm.
between a bikini and underwear? And what's the difference between underwear and shorts? It's the same thing. But it's kind of like that. Like, it's like
People
you could have
are
you have the big camera versus having the phone camera. It's the same thing, but
yeah,
because of
people are
what it is,
brainwashed, you know?
people are brainwashed and they think it's something else. It's so interesting how little things like that work. So like, you just have to adapt, right? Like I'm in a beach town here, for example. Like it's very normal. You see girls walking around in their bikinis, men walking around shirtless. I walk in every single store. Like in LA, if you walk shirtless in certain places, they're like, "Oh, you have to wear a shirt here." Like here, there's no place that does that. Everybody's fucking walking shirtless in shorts all the time. And like, but again, it's like if you were to wear something a little different, then it's weird. It's funny how that works. But that's why I always prioritize the phones. And the thing is, with the phone, you have an incredible camera that also allows you to edit everything on the phone and post it. Like you can do everything on that device. And the cameras are getting much much better, man. So, like that's something I tell artists. It's like, bro, like stop trying to do things the old way. Like the way that used to work doesn't work anymore, and it's not going to work to come up. Like you got people blowing up, even here in Brazil, bro. You got people blowing up, and they're like they don't have much. I'm not saying they don't have much talent, but they're not like as skilled as some other artists, but they just get their phone and go crazy. and they get attention and blow up. I mean, even you're a testament to that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm always bugging you and telling you like, bro, get a better quality lighting, camera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you're just like, no, I like doing it this way, and it works because people connect
Yeah,
with the more organic content, right?
yeah, so I don't mind a high quality camera for YouTube, but every other platform you need a phone, But shorts you need a phone too, YouTube Shorts. Uh the only thing you need a camera for is YouTube horizontal videos. Like if you're doing an
But you could,
interview,
but you can do
documentary,
that with your
something like
phone
that.
too. You can do that
You
with your
could,
phone
yeah,
too.
you could.
It comes
There's
out.
people that shoot
Lighting is
movies.
everything. Like look at my setup right now. It's lighting. It's doing this. It's the lighting setup that
Hmm.
allows it to like look pristine, and a good quality sensor and camera and
This
lens as well.
yeah, I like the chair in the background. I need to get one, man. We need to have the same vibe, mate.
Well, you've been flexing on me, so I gotta flex on you a little bit too. And I could change it up real quick for you, baby. Let's switch up the mood here. We can make it do. We can make it dance.
That one's nice right there.
This one
Make
right here is more
Yeah,
subtle.
yeah.
I like
This
I
one.
like the rainbow though, but this one's cool. It's subtle. Got a few different options here. I like this one. It's like a bluish. Got a few different options. But
Technology.
yeah, we got to do a few little upgrades here and there. I got a nice setup. This is what we do. Like I love that you said, for example, right now, what did you do on your birthday? Same thing like me last year on my birthday, bro. You worked. By the way, you didn't mention that. I'll mention that. Like
Yeah.
you were taking calls and working on ad campaigns for clients like during your birthday, you know?
Yeah, I don't take any days off, even when I'm on vacation, I'm working. There's no such thing as work to me. This is my life and this is like this is
When you love to work, you just want to do it
when
more.
you love something, it's not work. Um, sometimes like when, I had issues like, with finances in the past. I still didn't care. I was like, I don't care what's going on. I'm like someone this is what I do for a living. Not just a living, but even if I don't make a lot of money at times, I still enjoy doing it. So it gets frustrating, but like just like the passion for it makes you keep going.
Yeah, and I think what else is there to do, right? Like we when you get addicted to building, constructing, going after your dreams, turning your dreams into reality, like there's nothing really better to do. And everything, like you have little breaks, of course, you got to take care of your health.
Hmm.
And to me, it's like health, business, passion. It's like what else is more important? And I think you can get passionate about something, right? Like people say find your passion, and then some people just say just, you know, you get passionate as well, I think, when you become competent in something as well at the same time, right? Like I did have a natural passion for trying to make music, but I really felt the hook once I realized I could do it well. And I was like,
Hmm.
well, I can do this. And I was like proud of what I was, creating and listening to even back in
Yeah.
high school when I was 16. And you as well, right? Like you got into this, I like you making music. Now everybody knows that, but you actually,
Yeah,
record and
like
track music as well.
a lot of people don't notice, but when I was like 18, no, when I was like 17, I started writing poems. That's what got me into the music industry. I was always listening to music since a kid, but I never did anything music related as far as like hands-on.
Did
I
you
was just,
start writing, rapping? How was it for you?
it was more like poems and rap,
Poems. Same as
but it
me.
was
That's
first it
crazy.
was poems, then it turned into rap.
How old were
And
you?
then I was 17.
Interesting. Do you remember the first moment you like wrote something or wrote something you thought was
Well,
good?
I did go to private school when I was a kid. For one short period of time, I played piano. They taught me, but that was the only thing I did. Um, I usually like would listen to music and I'll get real motivated by it, and it was like it was my everyday was listening to music. But
Same.
when I turned 17 and I graduated high school and I was about to go to college, I was like got into the summer before you go to college. Uh,
Yeah.
I got into music and I found a little success throughout my time. I created a record label called Dreams2Reality Records, and I had my own website where I was servicing artists, and I was getting a little money that way, but not too much money from my music at the time. I was like just focused on exposure, and not so much. money from music because I was making money other ways. I was like, let's just promote myself. I got a song all the way to like 1 million views.
That was back in the day too. That's
Yeah,
not, a million
yeah,
there
but that
was
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 one
was
of
a lot more.
I used to have a lot of subscribers. I think I had like 50,000 subscribers on my music channel. Uh,
Fire.
so uh yeah, so I slowly like started to, more, the thing is I wasn't that good on beat. Like I had issues with my delivery and flow, I wasn't the best, so and I was in a place where I was like in a mental situation where I couldn't improve, I was burnt out, I couldn't improve the flow and delivery. I just couldn't get it right, Um I had a hard time counting bars and stuff like that. So I was like, I made a decision. I was like, I need to just focus on helping artists because I know everything about music and how to become successful. And I was pretty successful at my level, but I wanted to help people reach like Travis Scott level, Drake level,
And when at what point did you decide like to do that? Was it an idea or was it like did somebody reach out to you and be like, "Hey, would you help me with this?" How did you transition?
So as I was making music, people were because I had my I wasn't the promo guy at this time, I was just Malcolm, my real name. And then I had the artist name Daydreamer. And I had two separate profiles. One profile, I was helping artists. Some of them knew I made music, but not too much of them. And then
Yeah.
one profile, I was promoting the music and doing everything there. And I wasn't cross promoting, but some people knew because my YouTube got a lot of views. Some people were like, hey, aren't you Daydreamer? And a lot of them paid me for features and stuff like that through my personal accounts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but I was like, something happened where nothing happened, but I just had an idea. I was like, should I continue making music or should I be a business owner? And I was like, I think the business owner route is better. I was making way more money on the business side. So I was like, I was in it. I was trying to change my family's life and stuff like that. So I was like,
Which you did, by the way. Congratulations.
yeah, I
Much
mean,
better for
I've
that.
helped, I still want to, do more for them, but at this point in my life, I'm pretty happy what I've done for them, and was able to do, um, just financially and stuff like that. So, uh, but yeah, I mean, I made the decision to leave music behind and just service artist, and then, that's when I started. Well, the little things happened before that because I'm from Pennsylvania, so
Erie,
in
right?
Erie, PA. I was essentially, you know, doing marketing and making music, and then I was still doing music and marketing when I moved to LA. When I was 23, I moved to LA for the first time, and I wasn't promo guy at this time, so. I moved to LA, still making music, had some of my best songs in LA. I met a couple people, they were really cool, and I just made a lot of music and it was really getting a good reaction. And at this time I also had a little podcast that I was using to promote my music and make money. I was making like 15,000 a month from YouTube AdSense. And then
Then you're doing a podcast back then. What year was this?
this is when I was 23. So I started the
Yeah.
podcast when I was
That was 10 years
23.
ago. That's a decade ago.
Yeah, I was working on the podcast while I
Wow.
was in Erie, Pennsylvania, and then I was like not getting any luck with it. And then XXXTentacion blew up, and I started making podcasts about him, and I just went crazy. I was getting 30 million views a month, and my biggest month was 30 million views a month on the podcast. And what happened was a couple months later, when I was in LA, the podcast, the AdSense apocalypse happened. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
stopped
I do
paying
remember.
people. My income went from 11,000 to $30.
Damn. It's a big
And I was
difference,
like,
bro.
damn, I have to. So I was like, I left the podcast. I didn't leave it behind. I was still promoting, but um, I essentially, stopped. stopped focusing on it, and I was like, I was using my personal Facebook as my real name to get clients. I wasn't
Yeah.
promoting by then, and then that wasn't work. I was making money like 7,000 a month doing that,
Right.
sometimes 10,000 if I was lucky. And then, but I was spending more than I was making, because LA is very expensive. So I ended up having a financial situation where I had to move back to Erie. So I moved back to Erie, and then something happened. They deleted my YouTube channel because I would take some videos of people and then I would react to them, and they would copy strike my videos because I had their part of their video and I would react to them. People were kind of dicks back then. So I got like 3 strikes like that, and then they removed my account, and that's when I really like I got a little depressed. I was like, man, I'm screwed. I was like, what do I do? I'm done. Like it's over. And then because the marketing stuff was real slow. I was still
Yeah.
on Facebook. Everyone had moved to Instagram. Everyone had moved to Instagram and other platforms. I was on Facebook. I was like,
And
I wasn't as smart as I am right now.
what year was this when you had this like obstacle?
2017.
2017. Wow. And that was a little before I met you, actually,
Yeah, yeah.
really. And
So,
then what
and
happened? At what point did you hit, I would say, a breakthrough where that started to change?
so what happened was I was I had started smoking at this time. So I was like very, kind of emotional and stuff like that. And I was like, going through a lot with relationships and stuff like that. So I sat in my room and I was thinking, I was like, man, what can I do that's really gonna take it to the next level? And all of a sudden just a light bulb went in my head and I said promo god. I was like, that's who I'm gonna be. I'm the promo god. And I literally
It just
changed
came
my
to you.
yeah, because my Instagram used to be Dreams to Reality. I was like, I'm gonna change it to Promo God. I have this nice picture of me, the iconic logo that I have on my profile pictures. The one when I used to have hair. Um, but I was like, damn, I'm the Promo God. And then I went on Instagram, and bro, you won't believe it. First month, I made like 30, 40,000 just because
Wait, hold on. Slow down a little bit. You have Instagram. It has how many, followers
it
at this
had
time?
it had 13,000 fake followers
Oh,
at first.
okay. So you kind of, I get it. So you kind of, it looked good, but it wasn't really
Yeah,
actually doing anything.
yeah.
But so you change your name from Dream to
Yeah,
Reality to
I
Promo
changed
God,
the name from
and,
Dreams to Reality Records to Promo God.
and then you start making content like talking head content with your.
No talking head content. I had maybe 2 videos out to this whole point. I used to just have text post. Like it would be a black background and I would just have text.
I
If you're a
remember.
musician and you're not doing this, whatever, giving advice. But when I got on Instagram, I was doing those text posts and I went from 13,000 followers to 70,000 followers within 3 months.
How the fuck did that happen?
Because there was a
Organically.
huge, there was a, yeah, there was a huge revolution in the music industry where things went independent and the marketing was blowing up. And I like caught the wave.
Right
Um,
timing.
yeah, right
Timing.
timing, perfect timing. And I would run a little ads, but I wasn't an ads guy at this point.
Yeah.
So I wasn't an ads guy at this point.
You're just giving out free
Yeah, I was
value,
just
right? At this
free
point.
advice and I was helping them connect with playlisters, helping people with some shows and stuff like that. People would just pay me to, get consulting because I
Yeah.
was talking marketing before anyone else was talking marketing, you
Yeah, I
know?
mean, you're
And
a
I was
pioneer
like,
in the space. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I've really never seen anybody do what you do, even up till now. I mean, the closest I could think is like Brandman Sean. I showed you him years ago, right? When I discovered
yeah.
him, and like
But I
that's the
think Brandman
closest.
Sean, he's not doing music no more.
He's transitioned.
Yeah, he's transitioned into a business owner type of thing.
Smart guy.
Smart.
I can see
Yeah.
why.
That's, I mean, I did that too, but I still do music. But
Yeah, it's still
yeah.
the core. It's still the core of the business, right? And
But
the
like
core
that's
audience.
someone who I consider Brandman Sean is like pretty successful digital marketer as far as musicians and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
he was very proper with how they set up their funnel and stuff like that. I didn't even know Like everything I did was organic. I didn't know anything about the technical stuff, and I think I missed out on a lot of money that way. But ultimately, there's a lot of people that do that came into the space when I did. He's one of them. Wendy Day's another one. She's been in
Oh
the
yeah,
game
Wendy
for a
Day. Well,
long
Wendy Day
time.
was already in the industry
Yeah,
too. Like,
but she took off on Instagram like around that same time.
yeah.
Um, trying to think of other people. Jen's the
Yeah, I think you
Guru.
caught the wave too. Like there's
Yeah,
like
we all
what you
caught
just
we
said,
all
you
caught
caught
the
the wave
wave.
of you have so many, this is what happened, right? Sorry to
We
cut
we
you, but
put out
like
so much, right? We put out so much material, and people were searching for it, and we just all blew up.
but I remember that year, like from an artist perspective, right? The technology, like I used to produce like artists like locally, like in my city, right? As well. And I remember like producing this kid, man. He was like, a lot younger than me. He was like 15. I was like 20 something at the time, right? And
Right.
I remember like the kid had like 30,000 plays on SoundCloud, which was a lot at the time for me. I was like, whoa, it's crazy. And I started recording him, and his shit, it wasn't good quality. It was horrible. It's like you talked about XXX Tentacion. I remember listening to Look at Me. If you listen to the mix on that song, it's so horrible. It's like extremely distorted, right? But it kind of was a style. But what happened is you had these wave of like, we call it the SoundCloud era, right? Where you had the technology and the new sites made it so easy for someone to create. Now it's even easier to create and distribute music, that you had this wave of like all these independent artists like coming out and just making new shit, right? I mean, that was at the
Yeah.
time when like even artists like Drake put out
Yeah,
Hotline
that's when
Bling
like
on
Lil
SoundCloud,
Pump
and
and
that
all
was his
them.
biggest hit.
Yeah.
Everything was all booming
It was
independently.
crazy. That was where music was the last, like, that's when music was like hip hop was number one,
Yeah.
worldwide, and it was like everyone was trying to get into the space. And
And
luckily
I-
for
and
me, I was never someone who was just trying to get into the space because it was popular. I was doing it before and now, even when
yeah,
it's not
you
popular.
organically liked it, so it's just like a win-win. But it's pretty incredible because if you think about it, right? Like even in music or in business, when we see the trajectory of our career or our life, we often like get stuck in where we are at the moment. But I'm sure, like you said at that moment, you were like, "Oh, it's over," right? You probably wanted to quit, right? Everything
Yeah.
you'd been doing. But the journey to get where you are now is not a journey that was, let's say, lacking of challenges and obstacles, right? You had to constantly overcome obstacles. Even now, we're overcoming new obstacles to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And
The
the
obstacles don't stop. That's why,
they get more difficult. Life
they
doesn't
get
get
more
easier.
difficult.
Life doesn't get easier for us. We just get stronger.
Hmm.
It's like a video game. We're the monsters and the enemies are actually more difficult towards the end of the game, but we are a higher level, so we know how to deal with it better, right? We're more
Yeah.
self-aware, we have more experience, and we have a little more consciousness. We've been around, you learn the game. And really it's like you just gotta be fearless, man. You can't operate in fear. Like imagine if you had said, you know what, yeah, this is not gonna work, I'm gonna get a job and done. And you went back, you just went backwards
Lord
and quit that.
forbid, mate, you get a
Lord forbid.
job.
Imagine that would have happened, right? That was a
Yeah.
potential possibility, but you said, no, I'm going to stick to what I'm doing.
You know, so many times in my career, I was like, wanted to quit and say, should I just get a regular job?
Right.
Even though I was really passionate about it, I came to a lot of obstacles, man. Like, people don't know what it feels like when you don't have money to do the stuff, like pay
Oh,
for your shit.
I've been there, man. You remember, like, there was a time I tell people all the time, like, even I'm here in Brazil, people think, oh, I'm American, I live a great life, whatever, whatever. Like, bro, I slept in my car for like over a year. You remember that? I slept in your couch a few times back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Let me crash there a few times. That was a fun time. But funny enough, I was happy during that time because I was going after my dreams every single day. I used to have a studio in a trunk, in a bag that I had all my equipment in. I would record people, record myself when I could, right? And doing Uber Eats or hustling, doing this and that to get some money to eat and do what I got to do. But like we just keep at it, man. Like at the end of the day, like you got to be born for this shit or you got to be made for it or
I,
both. And
it's
go
all a
ahead.
mentality. Like, if you have
Mentality.
if someone gives you $1 million and you have a bad mentality, you're still gonna struggle.
Yeah, you'll fuck it off.
Yeah, well, you still like, yeah, you'll fuck it off, or even if you try to save, it's gonna be like, it's always, if you live in LA, that shit's gone in 3 years. So, if you have
Right.
no one to support you. But you know. if you give me $0 and the mentality that I need, I can make it happen, you know?
Yeah, but if you give you $100 million with no mentality, you will do nothing with it.
Yeah, I won't do nothing with it. It'll probably mess it up and blow it. Because, like, a lot of people don't know, because, sometimes you can have mental issues and stuff like that that hold you back from, making the right decisions and stuff like that, which is something that a lot of people will go through.
And you got to learn from it, right? Like at the end of the day, like everything that I've been through has prepared me for the moment I am at now. And that's how it continues to be, right? There are certain things that I wanted to happen. I mean, even like me and you working together, for example, like us partnering up, like, bro, how long have we known each other? This is like
Right, like,
is about time. But it was the
just to
perfect
give,
time because
yeah.
we both are ready.
Yeah, just to give people clarity, me and Rickson have known each other for like, say, like 10 years.
Yeah,
And we
damn near a
we just
decade.
yeah, we just recently partnered up. And I never thought about how, like, that's something that I wanted to talk about on this episode is like, should you should you uh should you do business with your friends?
Great question. I got some opinions on that.
Because I think it's a bad idea to do business with friends, most friends. Um,
I have something to add to that though. If we can't do business, why are we friends?
yeah. Like, this is the first time that I've done business with no, I wouldn't say the first time, but me and Rickson have been working together for a month and a half, and he's like it's been great. It's been the best decision I probably made in all of my, like, marketing career, like just
Oh, thank
hiring
you. That
someone
means a
that,
lot.
because he
Kind
takes
words,
it
kind
seriously.
words.
He's not someone that just messes around, or he, like, takes this serious, and that's what I need. I need someone, because a lot of people have been complaining about me that I lack communication skills and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't know. For the most part, I do a lot of the things myself, so it's like it's hard to keep up with everything. Um, so having the right people around you and building my team is gonna make it a better experience for everyone else, and
Yeah,
my
and scaling is difficult. Like hiring people because like I know what it's like what you said. This is why I understand what you said about like don't mix friends and business because yes, typically like the friends that you have around you and the person you became to have this business and have this brand and this name and this career like you evolved, right? Like you had to evolve into a new version of yourself. And a lot of times your friends, right, are people that know the old version of you, right? So because of that, they're not really prepared to handle what you currently have. And then you're in a
right.
new position in life where like you have clout now, people know you, you have money, and so you maybe are a little even worried of like who should I bring in because who can I trust, right? Because like yeah, I could hire this person, this person, but business is it's full of sharks, and you have to be careful, especially because your business is you, right? It's
Hmm.
you're not running this with some other name, some other face, right?
Yeah.
Anything you're putting your own reputation, your own privacy, everything's on the line here. We're all transparent. So it's like for you to bring in somebody into that is a very, thing that you have to be selective with. And yeah, dude, I agree with you, like the whole friends and business thing. But the older I get, I'm like, dude, if I can't do business with you, if I can't trust you with money, if I can't trust
Yeah.
you, like if I can't leave you, let's say you were here at my house, right? And I had to go for the weekend, and I got my girlfriend and like a bunch of money in the safe and everything here. If I can't leave you alone with that and trust you, then can I really even call you a friend?
Yeah.
Maybe if you doing me dirty, it was good because like a lot of times I've had people to backstab me in the past, and guess what? I'm happy they did it because it just revealed to me who they actually were in my life, right? So I feel like it's like an opportunity. Like if you start working with a friend, I mean, it's one thing that you might not have synergy working and you can still be friends, but you might see that like, damn, they're actually not accountable. They're actually kind of a piece of shit. I didn't know that because I never had anything on the line with this person, right?
Yeah.
When shit's real, man, you get to
Right.
see what people's true colors. Go
I
ahead.
think, as an artist, you need to be careful who you call your friends and who you do business with, just in general. Because, yeah, the meaning of friends has changed for me a lot since I've been in my 30s. Like you said, if it's
Yeah.
not someone I have a lot of friends that I grew up with that we can't necessarily we don't I can't even get to because I'm so busy, and it's like I'm working with the people that people like friends that we're like making money together every day, so that's who I communicate with the most, so it's like choosing that is definitely you got to be wise, but at the same time um you gotta have time for your friends and the people you grew up with, but like at a certain point in time, the only people you should be surrounded by is people that are trying to help you achieve your goals, and like me and you were both trying to help each other achieve our goals.
Yeah, and bro, life is war, man. We're at war for our dreams. So
Yeah,
like
that's true.
when you're at war, bro, you got to be around your comrades. You got to be around your
Yeah,
soldiers, your
exactly.
comrades. Like we ain't got time to be talking. Like for example, the World Cup's going on right now. Let me ask you a question, Malcolm. Do you give a fuck?
I wouldn't say I don't give a fuck, but I'm not watching it, I'm not
Yeah.
watching I'm not consumed with it.
Same here, right? And I'm Brazilian. And Brazil's go just so you know, Brazil played Haiti last night. I went to the grocery store. They close early. Everybody closes when the Brazil, let alone let's see what happens if we even make it to the final. But I mean, I could still have a conversation where like we're socially aware, like you just said, like we know what's going on. We might see what's going on, but we are not consumed by it. We're
Right.
consumed by one thing and one thing only, and that's our objectives.
Yeah, like I used to be the biggest fan of basketball in the NFL, NBA, NFL, and when I got busy, when I started trying to like achieve my goals, I gave all that up. And video gaming too, like video games I might go back to, but I'm currently at a point in my life where I'm so busy, I don't have time for anything but work, and
Yeah, and
trying to
they
achieve
say
my
I don't
goals.
mind is the devil's playground, right? You know,
Hmm.
being bored is a problem sometimes when you have nothing to do. That's when the negative ideas come up. That's when the temptations, the bullshit, the distractions, come up.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to lock in, man. You got to lock in on what you want. Life is so precious, man. We lost a friend recently. Rest in peace, David. And I've lost some other friends recently as well, family members, like, family friends and stuff like that. Very recently, my father, my brother, and it's like life is precious, man. We don't know how much longer we have here, so let's make the best of this and make God proud. I think that's like what's most important to me. I think and to you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And have
Um,
fun. Like this is fun. Like like what we're doing is to me it's very fun. Like I'm not like, oh, I gotta go work. Like no, like I love it.
Same here.
It's all interconnected, right? Like I make music, I'm an artist, you were an artist, we understand the game, we like business. It's like it's all like interconnected and interwoven. That's the beauty of the modern world, right, bro? Like we can using the internet, we can create audiences and help people and work with people and like, even making music, like right, connect with people through your music and really just like do what you want and find a way to monetize it. And that's the beauty of like this opportunity that we have in the modern world with all the platforms at our disposal. And I think we have to take advantage of it because it might not be like this forever. There might come a time where it's not like this, you
Hmm.
know?
Absolutely. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is live music reviews. Do you think we should do live music reviews?
I think we could. I just I'll give you like Timbaland does this, right? Like live music reviews. One time I sent a song of mine, it's his. I met him once a long time ago too, and he shitted on my song. It was so funny. And like that's the problem. Like, and I see those where people pay and they do a music review. I think this is the problem with that. What I'm scared of, not scared of, but this is what it concerns me. I'm concerned with someone plays a song, we're like, oh, that's okay. And then we'd like let this artist down. Now he thinks because we gave this opinion, we know everything. Because it's not the case, bro. Like, how many songs do you hate that a lot of people love? How many songs do you love that a lot of people hate? Like, like at the end of
I
the day,
think
like I could criticize it, but criticism means nothing. At the end of the day, if somebody connects with it, I think that's what's important. But I'm down to do stuff like that because I like hearing new things. But I think that like I just want to see like what are we doing, right? What's the value add? Like what are we actually like giving to people by doing that?
we I think we can't just do a regular show where it's like a money grab. Like I wanted to make this entertaining and very fun and comical and stuff like that, So like We might have other guests, additional guests that
That might be a good idea. Get
sing
some guests,
songs.
maybe get some people in
Yeah,
here and like play the music. I mean, Brazil, get some girls from, Brazil, Argentina, different countries. I don't know. We
right,
could,
right.
that might be fun.
We can have like people who are maybe influencers, models, stuff like that come, regular people in different places and give their opinions about the songs. And we have to have a good selection of songs, like we'll have everyone submit, we'll check out the songs. Like we're gonna have to make, I don't want to just take random songs from up and coming artists that might not even have it mixed and mastered properly, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
that'll cause the show to not get as much exposure.
Right. We can get a little
Um,
filter. We can filter the
yeah,
screen a little
so
bit beforehand.
we still want to give people input if we don't use their songs in the videos and the reviews, but we will have like a pay, a certain amount to get a guaranteed play.
I
Um,
think the good thing is we can give offers like different perspectives. Like I will say this, like even off camera, like you have great taste in music. I do too. So like I've heard so many great songs just hanging around you that I'm like, damn, that's a dope song. I never really paid attention to it or heard it. But I think like, for example, you have a marketing perspective, like very dialed in, right? Of like how you hear the
yeah,
songs and stuff. I'm an artist, but I'm also a producer, songwriter, engineer. I do everything. So like I know how to like I'll hear a song and be like, well, that reverb is perfect, or something like that, right? Details. So I
yeah,
think we can offer like a fresh perspective on
yeah,
on on both angles of like this the song, not just like because I like giving if I'm gonna give criticism, I don't like giving like, oh, that was good or that's trash or do this. I
yeah,
like being specific, like, hey, what you did here with this particular part of the song, blah 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 blah. Blah. I like being specific because that's how I
yeah.
work
And
with artists
then,
when I produce them.
what we'll do is we'll do this on Instagram Live.
Okay, we can try
So
that.
we'll
Yeah,
both go live and we'll both have songs that we'll I'm not sure how that's gonna work if I play a song here on my computer, how people are gonna hear it through the mic and stuff like that. So that might be a little issue. We might have to do it
we'll
on the
figure out
phone.
those technical
So
things. We'll
we'll
do some
figure those
tests.
things out.
Yeah,
But yeah, I want it to be something that's entertaining. Um, Not just some because I don't need that type of money.
yeah.
I don't need money from music live reviews. I think a lot of people do those live reviews for money, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah, and also like sometimes I think they get off on shitting on people. I've seen that
hmm
before. Where it's like they like that's part of their thing, It's like
The
they just
thing
like
is, a
shit.
lot of these guys who are sending us music, it might be their first song, they might be younger artists. You don't want to discourage them. So that's one thing that I always give constructive criticism. But yeah, we'll be doing music reviews, and another thing we'll be doing is after like our fifth or 10th episode on this podcast together, we're gonna try to interview up and coming artists. So
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think
every
we could
week,
definitely interview some maybe some people you've worked with and that
yeah, and well, maybe
in the
we can
past.
interview some major artists too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll ask them a bunch of questions and
Yeah, I think like we gotta like I want to interview and bring on people and like tell their story and also like people who are doing something different, who are not like because well, we know this game very well, bro. This game is a lot of bullshit, right? It's a lot of lying, right? So like artists, big
Mhm.
artists, we're talking big mainstream artists, some that we may actually know and not speaking down on anybody, but it's like movies, right? You want to sell the movie. You want to make people
Yeah,
believe the movie is completely real. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of stuff going on. For example, a lot of independent artists we work with, bro, they're comparing themselves to these big artists, but you don't understand how much funding these big artists have. They
yeah,
got somebody funding them. Even the influencers, the streamers, almost all these guys have somebody funding them behind the scenes. Very rare people that actually came up 100% on their own. And even the ones that come up 100% on their own, at some point they get some funding. But they don't say that, right? They're not going to say, oh, we made this song and we did this many revisions and got this producer and then we paid this guy to do the marketing. They don't say that. They say, oh, one day I was in the studio and this idea just came to me and then I recorded it and then boom, it just blew up. It's like, shut up. I've seen that so many times, Because I
yeah,
get it. They're trying to sell their song. They're trying to make it sound
yeah.
as organic as possible.
That's
But the truth
crazy.
is,
Nothing
the
is
truth is
organic.
that's not what's going on.
Yeah, I made a
That's all we
video
give.
about that.
You give people the real. You tell them like, look, bro, you got to market, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, because nobody's doing that. People want to gatekeep the information. It's just it's crazy. But this game is a facade. It's full of lies. So, that's why we just want to tell the truth and be transparent about everything.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is AI artists. Considering that you just said something that's trash, what
Yeah,
do you think about AI music?
I think it's great. Now, I think it comes with negatives and positives. I look at AI music similarly to like when people started producing music on computers. And we could go
Hmm?
back to MPC. We could go way back. We could go back to the beginning of hip hop when people were using turntables and rapping on fucking drum breaks and looping songs, and people said that wasn't real music. And look where we are now. DJs, bro, the EDM scene is bigger than rap
Mhm.
internationally. DJs sell out clubs way more than rap. There's
But
there's a club.
are you referring to AI music that's fully just AI generated, or are you referring to AI assistant?
I'm referring to the technology itself, right?
Yeah.
Meaning like if I look at it as like an instrument, right? Meaning like at some point, people were like going back in a little bit of history, not that long ago, people were like, what the fuck is this? These aren't instruments, these aren't live instruments. What do you mean these
Right.
people are just playing records? And then people are singing and rapping. People thought rap was gonna be a fad, and then it took over the world, right? And DJing like DJs sell out more than rappers. Like, bro, there's some nightclubs, some pretty big, well-known nightclubs in Brazil here in my city, right? Bro, if you go, there's no rap clubs, and if you go to the rap club, it'll be like a once-off show for big artists. But you go to the EDM club that has DJs playing there, they're charging three times the price. And I could go into reasons why. But my point about this is you have DJs who don't sing an instrument, don't play an instrument. All they do is press buttons on machines, and they're selling out arenas, right? And we've been in that era for like a decade now. So it's all just an evolution, right? It's like, so when you're talking about a completely AI generated artist, to answer your question, I don't think that that's bad. However, I think there may be some negatives. Like, did a lot of people make trash music in the last 2 decades? Fuck yeah. Did a lot of people make amazing music? Fuck yeah. I look at it as like a tool, bro. Like, I'm a producer. I use it as a tool. I've used it already, right? If you're not using it, you're going to get left behind. That's the truth.
Hmm.
Like, producers are going to go extinct. Engineers are going extinct. Songwriters are going to go extinct. All these things are going to be extinct because what's going to happen is you're going to have only people like me who do everything but use these tools to facilitate their creative output. That's how I look at it, right? So it's like you either adapt or die. I mean, it is what it is. You can't fight change. It's kind of like, for example, there was at one point in history where we used swords, right, for war. We used swords and stuff, right? And then at some point, people came up with guns. And you have blacksmiths. They still exist to this day, by the way. People that make swords still exist to this day. There's people who are blacksmiths. But try going to war, try bringing a knife to a gunfight. And now we're in a different era. We're in the drone era. We're in the chemical warfare era. We got nukes. We got all these different things. We got EMPs. So my point is like you're in a battle for the listener's attention and the listener's ear because we're all in competition with each other. Every time someone's listening to somebody else's song, they could be listening to yours. So if other people are going to be using these tools, you're going to get fucked if you don't. It's the truth because the output is so high. The same time it makes me to make a beat, I can type a prompt to AI and get 100 beats. And you tell me out of those 100, one of them is not be better than mine? It's all
Right.
digital at the end of the day. It's all zeros and ones. It's all. So I look at it in that perspective, my friend. I think it's a tool and we should use a tool. That's how I look at it. What do you think though? What's your like take on it?
I've listened to some AI songs and um I wouldn't say they're bad. I feel like it depends on who you are because for me I want to feel connected to the artist and I want it to be a real artist. So I'm not too big of a fan of AI. Like for example, if ASAP Rocky was AI, I wouldn't be as big of his fan because like his brand, like ASAP Rocky's a real person and he has like a fashion brand, he has like a culture behind him, and it's just like it's real, you know? And I
But
just
what
like
if the
that.
AI was so good that you didn't know it was AI?
That's not possible because the interviews and stuff like that, it's gonna be
It's not possible yet.
yeah, I mean one day it might be possible, but as of right now, like the major difference between AI and real artists is the fact that real artists can connect with the audience. They can go live on Instagram. They can, essentially communicate with their
I
audience.
mean,
They
do you know
can
what
do live
Katsuhiro
shows.
Mika? You know what Katsuhiro Mika is? There's Japanese artists that are literally like AI, like anime. it's like an anime girl and it's not real. And fucking, it's like they already exist and it's just a matter of time, right? Is what I'm trying to say. I agree with you, by the way. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, but like I actually agree with you. That's why I think the best way for us to, as artists, to utilize it is to utilize the tool. Because if not, you won't be able to compete, right? When you have an AI robot artist that has millions, it already exists. There's labels have created AI artists and they're like doing shows and making money off streams. They're printing money. But if 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 you can't match the output with by doing it manually, it's kind of like trying to edit a video by like cutting the film when people are using computers to edit videos, right? It's just the evolution of the next step. Remember, AI is built off of everything that's been created, so it can't actually create anything new necessarily. Although there is new technology that's getting more of that ability, but it's based on what we know, right? So meaning the human brain of creativity is always going to have something new to bring to the table, I believe, even with this
Right.
becoming much more intelligent than us. There will be a creative element that's still needed. And I think that really that's my answer to it, right? My answer to it is to use it and don't let it use you and integrate it into what you do, right? Into your workflows, into what you do to facilitate, right? Um, but dude, it's coming for everything. I mean, you got kids who make companies, and in less than 2 years, their company's worth $1 billion using, like it's hundreds of millions. There's many examples that go on, right? Like, so that's how I look at it. It's affecting music. It's affecting everything. It's like internet. It's like it's just a new technology that's coming in, and we have to adapt to it. That's the truth.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, those was pretty much my main topics for today. I just wanted to kind of give a little introduction to them, you know. We'll just be
Yeah.
shooting these every other day. And yeah, if there's anything you want to add to it.
Yeah, man. I mean, just happy to be doing. It's fun, doing this, and I think we got a lot of big things coming this year. Promogod is actually like a lot more humble than his name makes him out to be. And he's like,
The
bro,
God,
ain't
the
nobody, ain't
God.
nobody in the game. Just so you know, like, bro, I've been around the world. Like, I remember being in Dubai and meeting like people, and they're like, they follow you online, they know who you are, right? Like, I didn't even mention, I just saw it, noticed it. I remember being like, I'm in Brazil, people know who you are, and your content has impacted people like literally across the world, and it's only going to grow. So I think as we improve and everything just gets better, more connections, more media, more content with more collaborations, I think is very important as well. And I think the future is looking bright, my friend, and we just got to keep grinding, keep going, and enjoying the process, man. This is what life's about, bro. Turning dreams to reality. That's the fun thing, right? Music is a difficult thing to crack, but we gotta learn. That's why marketing is so important because the influencers and the streamers are more innovative than music. Music is slow. You know that the music industry is so slow to adapt. Like people are still doing shit like it happened like 20 years ago. It's ridiculous. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? No one's doing that.
Right, absolutely. It's definitely sorry, my eyes got a little teary, mate.
You getting emotional, huh, buddy?
Getting emotional after you just broke that down, mate.
But man, it's been a crazy ride, But I think like it's like you used to tell me this too. It's like I learned a lot from you just seeing how you do your thing. It's like just have no fear, man. You told me this the other day, right? Like I think I was gonna buy a jacket. I was gonna buy this not this jacket I had on, was another jacket. And I was texting you. I was like, man, I'm thinking about buying this jacket. I've been thinking about it for like 2, 3 weeks already. I already had tried it on and everything. I'm like, man, I think I should buy this jacket, but I don't know, whatever. And you're like, bro, you got thinking abundance, have no fear. And I'm like, as soon as you said that, it was like a reminder. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Fuck, boom, copy. Let's go. Put it on. And
Hmm.
it's true. Like to make it as an artist or even as a marketer, as an independent, as an entrepreneur in general, because I look at like music as like an entrepreneur, like you have to be delusional. You have to not give a fuck. You have to believe that you're gonna do it and not care what anyone thinks at all. And
Yeah,
have
that's what
complete.
separates successful and unsuccessful artists is like successful artists believe in themselves to the highest ability, you know?
And they don't just believe like I say it. Maybe anyone can say it. They believe in themselves. anyone.
They really
But
believe in themselves, like
your
they're
actions
delusional.
say that.
You ever heard, you know what delusions of grandeur is?
Yes.
That's
I think you used to tell me I had that. When I say I got with you in LA, you're like, Rickson, I think you have delusions of grandeur. Malcolm probably, Malcolm, be real, I mean, we've known each other for a while, but like in the beginning, did you have, like, what did you think about me?
I thought you were
That sounds,
cool, yeah.
no, but I mean, like, when I would talk like that, because you know me, I've always been like this, like, always crazy. I always believe, like, I'm gonna be fucking huge, like, you know?
No, I thought, it's good to believe in yourself, I
Yeah,
believe,
it's because you got the confidence too. You see,
yeah,
but have you, sometimes, like, I talk like that and people get like, I've had negative reactions, right? But if somebody talks like that around me, I'm happy. Like I
yeah,
see them and I'm like, yeah, yeah, because I believe in myself too, right?
yeah,
And that's one thing you got to be careful, man. Don't surround yourself with haters. They will drain your energy like crazy.
yeah,
You
yeah,
definitely
definitely.
had your fair share of haters, and sometimes your haters will be the people closest to you, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to surround yourself by supporters, and you know, if they're not investing in you, if they're not helping you invest, they got to go.
And if you have no supporters, be your biggest supporter and be your own best friend. And eventually you'll start attracting the right people. That's at least that's what happened to me. Sometimes you can even change people around you, you know, they'll start seeing your dedication and be like, wow, like he's serious.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, this is to be the first episode. We're gonna keep doing these little podcasts and just make it fun. There's
Yeah.
people that want to hear probably there's some people that want to hear us talk.
Somebody out there, one person, you know?
Yeah, even if it's just
One
one person that watches this and gets a
one
little entertainment.
one
One
insane
of the
person like us,
Yeah,
you
one of the
know?
main reasons why I wanted to do this is because I kind of want to rebrand myself in a sense. Like, um, I want to have a record label, I want to have a distribution company, I want to do so many things, and I just got to go after it.
Well, I think the modern record label, we've talked about this before, is operates more like a marketing agency than anything, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to think like record labels, they used to hold all the keys to everything, distribution, recording, the studios, but now, bro, you don't need you got a micro. You use your iPhone and you could make a hit record, like sounding good, good mix, everything straight up. I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Like
Mhm.
limited the equipment and the technology has got so advanced that it's very cheap. It's very cheap nowadays to be able to make quality music. You don't even need to buy a beat. You don't even know how to make a beat. You don't even know. You just go AI, hey, help me do this, blah, 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 write the song. You can do everything, just sing along lyrics. Like it's really easy. So the barrier to entry is lower. But the marketing becomes more and more important because so many more people are making it that it's harder and harder to cut through the noise, right?
Right.
Because you have so many creators out there. Like if you post a song on Instagram, you're not just competing with musicians, which there's a lot of in artists. You're competing with the influencers. You're competing with that girl with her nice fucking tits out that everybody wants to see. You're competing with the guy who's making a shit ton of money and flexing and he's on his yacht and he's doing this. You're competing with celebrities. You're competing with politicians. Everybody's on the same fucking platform trying to get attention, right? So you got to
Hmm.
find a creative way. And I'm like me, I'm a living like I'm talking to you now, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen in the next few years. Like I'm doing that as an artist myself at the same time,
Yeah.
right? So and you as well with your business, like we're trying to grow to the next level. You're always trying to grow. So and it keeps changing. Like the game keeps changing. Followers don't even matter anymore, really.
Right.
Before it used to. Now it doesn't matter anymore. Only for clout from the real world. People, oh, you got followers, but people can buy followers. But like I think that it's an ever evolving game, and we got to be on point. Like like yeah, like yesterday's information is already outdated. It moves so quick, and we
Yeah.
got to be like like fundamental principles apply, but we got to be on the ball and constantly learning, constantly like what you just said. I'm trying to rebrand myself. That's what you got to do. You got to constantly rebrand yourself because you got
Right.
to adapt. You know.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, this has been Dreams to Reality podcast. First time. How
All
long
right.
we've been
Thank you
talking about doing a
guys.
podcast for years.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys for watching. We're probably gonna close this out, and then we're gonna get another episode coming in soon, so make sure you subscribe.
Yes, sir.